Ladies and Germans, how you all doing? This is Con Ulrich.
And I'm Rangru, hello, hello, hello.
So it's Steel Division time, and shockingly enough, we are not looking at the town of St. Maringlis. This is Kamal Leavant. Rang, who do we have?
Well, on the left-hand side blue, we once again have 101st Airborne Division being played by YueJin. And on the right-hand side, we have Genki44 as the Troph SS Panzer Division.
Okay, so we talked about the 101st in the last video that we had. They fought somebody to a standstill pretty well. No spoilers, but they fought somebody to a standstill. What about Professor Genki over here? And if you get that reference, I know you're a cool guy.
Saint True?
There you go.
There we go, okay. Well, 101st will have a little bit of a difficulty on this map. Of course, that forest is pretty much under their control, no questions asked. But it's the rest of the map, because this is rather open, and with the tanks, especially a Cromwell support tank, if Genki can just engage in this open field with Panzer Grenadiers and vehicles, he's gonna really rock the ball against YueJin.
Sounds about right. But you said down in the forest, we're basically going to be seeing Robin Hood to the SS, Sheriff of Nottingham, aren't we?
Yeah, we're going to be seeing Robin AB Engineer Hood fighting against Mr. Sheriff of Nottingham Panzer Grenadier Squad.
Okay, that's push. That's really pushing it.
That was terrible. I want to formally apologize to all the viewers out there for that horrible joke.
Think of the children, man. Think of the children.
I apologize for such terrible punmanship, and I will try and better myself in the future.
But you know what? You can make it up to me. So, talk to me about the economy of these two groups as they move forward.
101st, great in A phase, and then dies off quickly. Troph SS builds up once it hits B phase. B phase is going to be pretty scary because we got lots of Peasygrens, Pioneers, half-tracks, a lot of half-tracks that he's going to worry about. Bloody Panthers. Panthers are going to be a pain in the butt for YueJin because he just does not have reliable long-range AT against it. It's until C phase at least, where he can at least bring a Wolverine up.
Now, I was surprised. I was looking at the northern flank. I should look at the right side already. I mean, YueJin seems to have a pretty good idea how he wants to do things. Genki seems to be struggling a bit. How would you play this initial start?
I just ignore the forest at all, and I'll just push heavy all the way down south, and push heavy all the way up north, and try to contest the middle a bit, maybe get a tank and try to get some play into that middle forest area.
Let's talk about planes. So we know the 101st has tons of P-51s all over the place. Let's talk about 12th SS. How are we expecting there?
I think you can get like 1 or 2 Messerschmitts, really. That's what I'd bring up. As well as just some basic mechanized AAPs. Of course, you've got the Ostrind. Roborend, my bad.
I was going to say, Austin's a very different character.
Yeah, Ostrind is 1 big boy instead of 4 small boys. And, yeah, I mean, it's pretty good at the Roborend, but I find it better as a fire support unit, to be honest.
Indeed, and shockingly enough, YueJin is not going to take a very aggressive stance. Which seems to be, I mean, and this won't spoil anything either. In the last game, we saw the 101st player take a very similar idea there.
Yeah. Why
is he being so cautious?
Maybe he can't really push that much into enemy territory initially, because it's just open ground, and he's not going to have a good time in open ground. So I'm thinking he's going to set up a defense in these forest areas, try to trade, get some kills, and then slowly skirmish and take some ground from the air.
Now, I'm a little disappointed with how ridiculously laid back the German positioning was to the south. I mean, geez, we have guys who are so far back, it's going to take them like 2 minutes to even just get to the front line. Yeah, at the same time, I think he just realizes that just don't go for the forest. Do not go in that forest. just don't. He is playing rather aggressively up north. Just using light vehicles, 222s, Panzer 2s, half tracks, to really get the ball going, which is all you need against 101st initially. Well, he originally had that Cromwell out, didn't you? Wouldn't you prefer to have a Cromwell out instead, or no?
Yeah, I would prefer to have a Cromwell, to be honest. But all he has to worry about is his 37mm guns, and once he knocks them out, he's clear. He can just fire suppress all the Pathfinders and rifles as his Panzer Grenadiers slowly but surely move up.
True. True. At the same time, I did notice that we already do have German losses. A half-track is burning merrily in the field.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a little bit terrifying when you think about it.
Yeah, it's better to trade a half-track in a 222 right now, so yeah, that was the lesser of evils.
Oh, true. Very, very true. It has the advantage of both being... Actually, I can't do a lesser two evils joke right now. Sorry, I watched Master and Commander the other day.
Bloody good movie.
Fantastic indeed.
Excellent movie.
But we are just going to see U-222 going down to those AB rifles and another half-track, so Genki is just throwing troops away early on.
Yeah, it was a little bit ballsy, yeah, I have to say. And, yeah, I don't think he's going to make too much progress up north. You got, at the same time for Genki, in his favour, he doesn't have to be too aggressive in A phase. Trophy S is rather tough during that initial play, so just as long as he doesn't lose too much ground or just keep his 50-50 going on, he's doing more than fine.
Now, we have done a constant kind of talk about infantry in terms of back and forth, and never mind, 37 mil does go down up north. We talk about infantry back and forth like crazy.
Yeah, it's an important unit, man.
Of course. It's one of the balanced food groups of every single battlefield.
Yeah.
PZ Grens versus, let's say, AB rifles, no bazooka. Who wins?
Long range PZ Grens, closer range AB rifles. So the AB rifles can hold their own rather well, because that M1919 is one of the best machine guns in the game, I'd have to say.
Shocking when you think about it, considering how old it was at this particular time, but I completely get what you mean.
I know, because they did like the whole fire rate over actual fire rate instead of, hypothetical fire rate, but yeah, I'm rather intrigued by that too. I'm guessing just because it could shoot a lot without needing to, change the barrel every 10 seconds.
So another pop gun has been taken out. Third pop gun is firing at it desperately from the south, but the 222 is now behind the initial part of the American lines, and never mind, he takes a really bad explosions right around him.
Yeah, explosions to the face is not a healthy way to live. I can speak from experience.
You can speak to experience. I definitely want to hear that story at some point. Oh wait, paintball. Never mind. Carry on.
Panzer Grenadiers shooting down the rifles, and I just think a Genki can maybe make a push now. He's breaching through the Panzer II. He's getting a rebel wind. Fantastic choice just because of that dual purpose capability, and just really be able to make some aggressive plays up top. That is the question for today.
Of course, with all those Zooks and infantry in the forest, now that 37 mil is going to go and cause some issues. Oh man, he's going to run right next to a recon squad and get taken out, isn't he? He's going to get forced into surrender.
Why is that Panzer II not dead? He should have died 4 shots ago.
You know why? Because he has that gutes Deutsches tank. Never mind. Casting curse right there.
I was a little bit too late.
Oh, man.
You jinxed the Panzer II, yeah, Khan.
Yeah, you know what? Because I don't see too many Panzer IIs. That's such a strange affection. It's like a little brother, you know?
Yeah, it's... I mean, we talk about the Panzer II a lot. It's just... It's a cool-looking unit.
It's a plucky unit.
It's a plucky unit, yeah. It's just... I mean, it's 10 years out of date, but... Or 8 years out of date, I should say. But it still tries its best.
True. True. Just like Janet Jackson at the Super Bowl. Anyway, getting back to the game.
Okay, I'm quite surprised you haven't seen. Okay, I'm actually not surprised. Seeing this Southern Assault go on, just some AB rifles and engineers. It's really question is, can YueJin really take advantage of this Southern attack? Because holding onto that little road with the tree line, that will be a good defensive position to hold on to. It's nice and close range for him.
Here's the question, though. Genki, in terms of pioneers and material like that, what's he got to kind of close that down?
It's not until B phase where he can start getting the Ubermensch pioneers to try and clear out the pesky Americans from the forest. Yeah, and really, Panzer Grenadiers, I mean, he's bringing some Panzer Grenadiers up north into the forest, which is no, cut it out. Just stay out the forest. Bad. I mean, just, you don't fight forest fights with 101st. Period. That's just bad time. Bad time.
Is he maybe trying to draw them out so that way his Rebelfin can kind of give some fire support? Never mind. Look at the positioning of that thing. It's not going to happen that way.
The other Panzer Grenadier squad is giving some good fire support, so Because of that, he will be able to stun up the AB rifles, at what cost his other Panzer squad taking some heavy casualties. You know, yeah, it does seem like Genki's gonna be able to make his push happen up north.
Which is kind of surprising. I do have to say, and this is something that I need to learn from a little bit better. Look at positioning of the leader's forces for both sides. I mean, just this careful calibration.
Yeah.
Is beautiful.
Yeah, the American positioning is pretty good. He's covering pretty much everything. While Genki, he can barely get that other Panzer squad just northwest of him. But it's just, leader units are extremely important in this game. Even ice skin powers and leader units, I'm not gonna lie. But preferably you want to have everything covered by a leader unit, even though it's not feasible. But you want to try to strive for that in every single match, because veterancy makes a big difference, and just not surrendering makes a huge difference.
Yes,
that's really the important part. I can't count the amount of times I lost a Fouchaker squad because it got stunned up by some pesky grenade and it just surrendered immediately.
True. Actually, we just saw a couple of P guns go down as well to surrender. I do want to make a quick call out to the south. The Germans down to the south have become, forced into a very rapid retreat. We only have one squad who's not actively freaking out.
It's just good playground there down south, especially a little bit later on, because you do have that town, and you got some orchards and a lot of tree line blockers for YueJin to really take advantage of. But we are going to be hitting B phase very shortly, and that's when the Troph SS really starts to kick it into gear. And I'm just thinking, whether Genki can just make something big happen up north. Oh God, why did he? No.
Actually, I do want to make a quick call at that half track. He's not retreating. He's advancing in another direction.
Oh yeah, he's
he's falling back and taking more territory. I'm not sure how that works, but it did.
Yeah, it's just the fallback thing is. It's funny how buggy it can be sometimes. I know in the attack and defend mode, sometimes when I'm attacking and my units retreat, they end up retreating towards the enemy for some reason. I don't know. It's just they have a mind of their own sometimes. That's really kind of the selling point of this game, how your units do think for themselves a little bit, which is nice. I like it.
True. It's almost very EU4, but that's what you get when you get a game that's been partly made by Paradox.
Yeah, I do like how a lot about this game. When you do an attack move, they automatically move from cover to cover, even though it may take them longer. And how tanks fall back when they're taking heavy firepower. It can be a little bit annoying sometimes, but I like that little feature. It's just a little less micromanagement you have to do. True.
And if something goes wrong, you can always blame the guy below you.
Yeah, that's middle management for you, Khan. There you go.
That's exactly what I do, and look how far I've come.
Yeah, counting with me.
We are going right into Phase B in about 10 seconds here, and it does not look good for Genki.
Not at all. He, unfortunately, it's only a +1 point deficit and only 300 points total, roughly. So he can still bring it back. It's just, I'm thinking his northern side's really his best bet, but we got a lot of rifle guys up here now. A lot of rifle guys.
Well, I can't help but wonder, if he destroys that forest, that's a fortress right there. Is that going to be enough to blow a hole in the American lines?
Yeah, it should be enough. That's really the main defensive point here from YueJin, just out major forest area with his AB rifles. Once he gets past that, it's open ground, baby, and that's where Troph SS really strives.
True, and actually now we're going to get a big boost to their economy, going up another 35 points here. 45 points, excuse me.
Yeah.
Maths has always been my strong suit.
Dollar bills.
More money, more problems.
And we got more mortar half-tracks now being brought up to the northern side to try and clear up that forest. So good idea. Always bring out some artillery to, well...
Blast a hole.
Yeah, blast a hole, exactly.
Well, any problem can be fixed with the proper application of high explosives. My question is did that wait too long?
Yeah, I'd say so. Those mortars could have been much useful early on, trying to break a push, especially for knocking out AT guns. Using them to stun up an AT gun so that his armored forces could move up and get the kills would have been much much better use. But for too little too late, at least he got them now.
True. True. Coming up, by the way, can vehicle criticals be repaired?
No, they can't.
So engine destroyed, tracks broken, those guys are dead ducks, aren't they, right?
Yeah, you're pretty much buggered once you lose your tracks or your engine's destroyed. There's not much coming back from that run.
Mortar half-tracks start to unload on those infantry squads in the forest, like we suggested. But looks like that pack howitzer is going to start lofting rounds back the other direction, and this Mustang's going to completely wipe the floor with them. Here come the bombs. They fly out of the zone, but they can still get caught anyway by the secondary blast. Man.
Yeah, that's going to be enough to put them out commission for a little bit at least. But we're just seeing more infantry here from Genki. Not getting any tanks so far, but he's going to have to save up eventually to get a tank because he needs a tank. That Cromwell would now be a lovely choice. Absolutely lovely choice because it can outrange those pack guns. You know, speaking of tanks, we got a M4DD being brought out. So, hopefully I can even up scores here for YueJin, and maybe you can actually make a push happen up north.
True, true, and actually we have a Befehle Panther 2 down to the south, so Germans are trying to recover a little bit, sending a little bit of infantry to the south, more to the north.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they really want to push in either direction. Oh, another Verbofen coming on in, so expect some more hijinks to be happening pretty darn soon.
Just the Americans are in a fantastic defensive position, just all over the map. They're using the forest to great advantage, spreading out AT guns, infantry, and it's really going to be a tough nut to crack here for a Genki. I'm thinking, I was going to say attack down south, but even then he has to fight through hedgerow hell to retake the road.
True, and since those Americans are not going to surrender.
Exactly, and it's just about if Genki can push through and push through at least one of these flanks into open territory, he's good to go. But it's just that one rule, that one blocker between him and open freedom.
One road to rule them all, basically?
Yeah. He's got to be a road warrior to win this.
True. True, but I'm not even sure Mad Max can help him on out, so no Mel today.
Who's your favorite Mad Max, Tom Hardy or Mel Gibson?
Favorite? Geez.
I know,
different
they're both
styles.
pretty good. I know.
Different styles, but you know, I think I like Tom Hardy.
Yeah, Tom. Yeah.
That movie, man, I could barely breathe for 2 hours. No lie. Oh, beautiful. That game, I could barely breathe through playing most of that game. That game was a fantastic game too. Not strategy per se, but still a fantastic game.
Yeah, I love running Australians over with a high-powered car, jumping out, and then punching them. I think it's pretty accurate to modern Australian life.
I was actually going to say, I mean, only in the game, though, of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Phew, just wanted to make sure that, the proper authorities don't think anything of it. Well, we have Herr Wittmann on the map.
Okay, there we go. We got the big boy.
The big boy who's going to be sent on...
survive is the better question.
That's always the question, isn't it? Well, smoke is coming on now from the half-track, so I think he's trying to cover for some infantry assault in the face of that DD tank.
Yeah.
They don't call it a DD tank for nothing. Death and Destruction has been following in its wake the entire way through.
Good run, Khan. Good run.
No, actually, I'm dead serious. He used to call them the Death and Destruction tanks.
Oh, okay. Huh. Is it because you die in it by drowning, or because they're really scary to the Germans?
No, there was that, but they called the DD that was for dual drive, and that was the whole idea of having it being amphibious.
Yeah.
But no, they called them DCs, supposed just the Death and Destruction material.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So when they worked, they were great, but of course they had to work first.
Yeah, well, they had to work runs, which is what really matters.
That's true, Daffy. That is true.
Yeah, it's just... Genki is really having a hard time breaking through. He is now getting a little bit of ground up north with his Mocha Sode, but I don't think he's going to really be able to hold on to much ground until that Tiger comes up and starts blasting fools left, right, and center. The Tiger is a really good choice against 101st because they can't get 76mm gun till C phase.
Crazy half-track making a dive on in. He's trying to pick up some surrenders here or something. There we go. That's one.
There we go. That's one. I know that Bofors is going to stun it up, so I don't think he's going to be along for that road much longer.
True. True, and this won't be the first time, actually. This is the same half-track who survived before.
Oh, yeah. That's, I mean, fool me runs. Same on you. Fool me twice.
I blow you up.
Boom. Oh, no, Panda Grenadiers again. Too close to the Pathfinders. Just Oh, right, they're gonna pass each other in the smoke, aren't they? Huh. That's pretty funny.
True, true. But now the smoke clears are going to be found out right
Yep.
behind him, and that's going to just be hell.
That's... I would not want to be at Panda Grenadier Squad, and really... How Genki's using his Panda Grenadier Squad, so you might as well just be using Pioneers if you want to get in close.
Well, he's got a couple of them down to the south, but I don't think he's even using those particularly effectively.
No, he really needs to try and take back that southern flank, because that's just a nice amount of ground that he could get for not too much bloodshed, really. But, no, he's just going to be holding that down. You do have a Panzer Rifle being brought up south, so maybe he's going to try and do something.
I don't know. I don't see this ending too well for Genki. I think Genki has definitely put mind over murder in this one.
Yeah,
And Wittmann,
yeah.
Wittmann is in a very passive position here.
Okay, they have a Wolverine being brought out. My bad, you can actually get him in D phase, but, I know even then, Wittmann really does beat out Wolverine just because of the veterancy.
Now, Brian, Wittmann has done a little bit of good. He's taken out one of those squads of infantry. Yay, go Wittmann!
I think he will actually, unless he gets bombed to bits by P47 and P51. Yep. Back he goes, and that's going to give the Wolverine time to reposition.
True. Very, very true. And unfortunately, we're not going to see quite the same kind of aggression I was hoping for out of the 12th SS. Which is a bit of a shame, because think about it, the 12th SS is supposed to be all about that rapid aggression, isn't it?
Yeah, especially in B phase, just big armored tanker. So we are seeing a Sturmpanzer or Flammenpanzer, my bad, being brought out, and
well, and Nebelwerfer down to the south, actually. Panzerwerfer down to the south.
Yeah.
Inside that town. So I would not be surprised to see this artillery get completely wiped in just a second here.
Mm-hmm.
Align and fire, you fool. The Death Star is ready. I will find out in just a second. Alright, back up to the north. Wittmann is dead, isn't he?
Yo,
He's a crater in the ground. Yep. Wolverine took him out.
oh wow, yeah, it was...
I look away for 1 second.
Same here, I was like, what happened? And it's just the curse of the Wittmann, he just dies.
I think we saw one game where he did not die, and that was that whole 3v3 we cast a bit ago.
Yeah, that was like a 3v3 too, so... Just... Wittmann just never really meant to long for this road.
You know, I'm actually kind of stunned as well. 101st in my mind, again, I did not expect their Phase A to be quite so dominant, but I kind of feel like Genki might have misplayed this map. What do you think?
Yeah, he really dropped the ball, yeah, in letting that southern flank get so bad as it is, instead of being able to defend that tree line road, because if he managed to at least defend that, he kind of moved pretty well along that southern flank into open territory, but he really got caught up in north. He lost a lot of his light vehicles, so he couldn't make an initial crazy push, and he's just been stuck up north ever since in hedgerow hell.
True.
At the same time, YueJin has to set up good defensive positions all over, and it's just he's just set up a good defense. He's using the map, the terrain, and his units to his advantage quite well.
Yeah, I want to go malign recently. That's 101st players, but geez, recently first of all, not seeing 4th Armored, I have to stand up and applaud already.
No. Thank you for not playing 4th Armored.
Yeah, thank you, YueJin. And actually, what was the other one we saw recently?
I really do appreciate this.
Yep, and thank you, Leonard, for that matter. DD tank does go down, but Philip Panzer IV does get one shot off to finally take out that plucky little Sherman.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been stunned by how perfect this 101st play has been in the last couple of games we've cast.
Yeah, it's just he really set up well. He's got a good defensive line. He didn't go too aggressive trying to get into the rest of the map. He's just set up in the forest areas, got some good bazooka shots and close range play with his rifles, and just holding on. He's letting all the tanks, all the firepower come towards him, and then he blows them up.
Yeah, I do have to say, though, too, I kind of feel like, and we've kind of talked about this a little bit already, Genki might have been a teensy bit too aggressive with his artillery. Oh, excuse me, with his armored vehicles.
Yeah, he could have done much better if he maybe had some mortars, or at least a mortar early on to help knock out those 37mm, because really, okay, same as the AB rifles, yeah, and the 37mm really stopped him from making much ground. At the
Mhm.
same time, I think he really sort of stopped attacking north like 5-10 minutes ago. Maybe try to attack through center, penetrate through air somehow. Just mix it up a little bit, even though it's not advantageous terrain-wise to attack in the center. You're going to catch your opponent by surprise, and that's really the best way to attack. And just look at this now. YueJin has a tank advantage. He has the tank advantage, Khan.
He does? Wait a second, he's got a
he's got like a two Wolverines.
Okay, yeah, with M5A1 to the south and a DD in the center,
well,
yeah.
we got like some Panzer IVs from Genki, and that's really it.
That should not happen.
Yeah,
that should not happen at all.
That's not good, but at the same time, in these close range engagements, YueJin's infantry is much better. It just tanks, I should say, work much better. They're better fly support. They're cheap. You can kind of afford to lose them. Sherman's a good close range.
Well, the super tardy Cromwell is here.
Yeah, it's a little bit too late. There's actual tanks on the field now, buddy. So you're not gonna be able to do too well.
You know, when he pulled that Cromwell off the field, I can't help but feel that was the major thing that lost the northern flank.
Yeah, because that Cromwell would have helped immensely knock out his 37mm, especially because it can outrange them. There's not many angles that it could outrange, but also it's actually armored a little bit. Not armored a lot, but there's a slight chance, a 37mm will bounce off. We do have a Panzer now, which is a good choice to bring, but it's a bit too late.
I said 10 minutes ago, yes.
Yeah, that would have been good 10 minutes ago. That could have actually maybe not blown up. Okay, probably got blown up the same like Rittman, to be honest, but...
You think so? 14 armor?
Yeah, Rittman got side-shotted. He would have just got stunned up by the planes and then side-shotted again.
I do want to make a quick call out as well that the M2HB basically pushed back that Flampanzer single-handed, and part of me is actually surprised that the Flampanzer has not yet exploded.
Yeah, he really should use the Flampanzer down south, up north. Not the best move, and also YueJin's just been on point with his airstrikes.
True. That's another thing that should be a good call out as well. Is that both 101st players that we've seen recently have used their air power to devastating effect.
Yeah, just stunning up forces is more than enough to keep them at bay, and really our air power is your lifeline during the later stages of the game. Just it buys you time, and you need all the time you can once you hit C phase. For YueJin's, not so much. He's really ripened the floor here of Genki.
So it's going to be obviously an American victory here, right around 1360 or so to about 40. What kind of advice would you be giving to those 12th SS players that are watching this?
On this map, I would have just attacked a little bit up north originally, and if that doesn't work, I try to attack down south, and just keep mixing things up a bit. There's a lot of angles of attack. Even, I know a lot of players on this map are very hesitant about attacking middle from either side. But it's not a terrible idea, really. If you have the proper fire support to back you up, you can make a lot of headway in that middle, just mainly because you catch your opponent by surprise. And just, get pioneers, keep your Panzer Grenadiers out of forest against 101st, and use fire support. You really just need to use fire support immensely.
So we are going to go into the end here, and we'll see, good gosh, history. Again, like we saw in a previous game as well, the opening stages, incredibly in favor of the Americans. So like the 37mm, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 kills, 9 kills in the first 11.5 minutes.
They did really well.
Stunningly.
Look at all those Panzer Grenadiers that just got knocked out one by one by the rifles and P-51D Mustangs.
And the kills are just as bad in this case. So yep, M10 to take out Tiger, Wittman over here at 1814. Not surprising there. And geez, that one M10 by itself took out a buffet. The Panzer, Wittman, that's of course a poor scout squad, and a P4J. By comparison, the Germans barely killed anything. And if anything that got killed, 222 got a couple of kills, we had a 250, and other than that, pathetic. Trading out 1-1.
Yeah, it just did not go out well. I just think Genki got too tied up north, and he just needed to try and get somewhere else, and he shouldn't have lost that southern flank as much as he did. That was really a nail in the coffin.
True. True. I feel like Genki got himself ganked today.
He did.
He just allowed himself to get ganged up on, and then that's what happens.
Yeah. It's not going to be a happy cat.
And no, he is not. No pink smiles today.
Nope.
That's going to do it for me. How about you there, Rang?
Yeah, I'm good.
Sounds good, folks. We'll see you all soon. This is Con Orc.
And I'm Ring Roo. Take it easy.
Have a great day.